Hi, Paulo. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming here and doing a little interview and talk about the 5K and your accomplishments you have done with your professional apparently of what you do for running. Um, just talk a little bit about yourself and how you got into running and your accomplishments of doing your 5K and marathons that I know you have done in the past.
I was originally born in Lisbon, so I came here to the US about 17. Came here as a student, and 34 years later, I'm here. I've always been very active, like playing soccer, like in school, and then in local leagues, and then once I got a little older, so I just play some pickup games with friends. So it's always pretty active. I try to even used to do some runs here and there, just small runs or bike riding, hiking. So I've always liked to get
To
out,
get
be active.
be active. How did you get into running?
So, like I said, like I used to run here and there, but I never noticed like I really enjoyed running. So one time, like I was on vacation in Portugal near Cascais, and I was just like, because there's a nice area between Cascais and Estoril by the water, so it's just used to go just for a little run, the jog. So and it just came to my mind like about Boston, like how great it would be like to run a marathon because I followed Boston Marathon
Right.
and when I first came here, like Rosa Malta, like she won
Yeah.
the Boston Marathon a few times, so we went to see her like with friends, and it was always that thing about Boston. So one day it just got in my head like how great it would be to run Boston, but I didn't think how hard it was going to be, so it took some time.
So, what do you have to do to prepare yourself for like a marathon or even a regular, running? Like for me, I'm not a runner. Not healthy to do that. But how do you get involved and how do you prepare yourself to do that?
It takes time. It all depends like how you want to run because you can run a marathon in 3 hours, 4 hours, 5, 6, 7 hours. So it depends on what your goal is. I've always been kind of competitive, like with myself, not with others. So I just started like looking up online, like training, talking to people. Like my brother used to run marathons, so I talked to him. I had a coworker and he ran marathons, so it was the two people like that I knew they ran marathons that I talked to. But most was like doing research online, like the type of training and like how it goes. So then I just started like slowly, like I wanted to run to Boston, but like I found out I had to qualify, so I had to run another marathon before Boston.
Right.
So at that time, so okay, I'm just going to enjoy it. So I started. Instead, I started with a small 5, 10K. I started with the half marathon.
Oh wow!
So
Right away.
so yeah, so it was like about 6 months into, and then gradually I just built it from there. So it took me almost 2 years until I ran my first one in New York.
In New York.
Yeah.
I know that especially for me, that I'm not a runner or very active. What do you? I know that you have to talk to doctors probably to make sure you can run or what you have to do.
Yeah, so pretty much every doctor will tell you to be active, like get out, do some type of exercise, walking, running, cycling. I would just recommend like talk to your doctor about it because I mean everyone's got different health conditions. You can be very healthy, but you don't know like there's some
Underlying.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend, especially if you start getting to longer runs, like if you just do 1, 2 miles, then I don't think there's an issue, but you should always consult your
Consult.
doctor. But for longer runs, yes, because they get more intense, the training, everything, definitely.
Right. So, what do you do for? I know sleeping is very important. Rest, food. Do you have to put a plan together? Do you have to eat more carbs, less carbs, more fruits, more vegetables? What is a normal plan for, you know, a runner or even to get a marathon?
So you touched a good point, rest, because rest is as important as running. Like especially when you start like training for a marathon, 'cause you run 5, 6 times a week, and rest is number one key. A lot of people don't really rest, but it is very important. So because your body needs to recover from all the effort you do. Regarding the food, you just gotta watch what you eat. You like try to be healthy. Like stay away from fatty foods. Just pretty much eat a healthy, like meals. Like once you start, if you start getting to marathons, then you gotta watch out because you do burn a lot of energy, so you need to compensate for that, like for the proteins, the carbs. Like especially when you do the long runs, it's good to have extra carbs like the day before. And then when you have for the race, so like 48 hours before, you can increase the carbs a little more. Like you just don't go out crazy, like eat pasta.
Or
And
drink
yeah,
something,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And plus, like there's another thing like sweet potato is very good. Like for carbs, and it's easy to digest compared with pasta. A lot of
Correct.
people don't know that, so it's actually very good as well. So
Good. And I know other things that, especially because I have kids, my kids are always athletes in high school and through college. Um, Footwear. I know you're not supposed to just take any ones or any sneakers and use them. What do you recommend, or what should people do to prepare to try to start a run on that level?
yes, that's like probably the number one piece of equipment that you want to focus on. Like there's local stores like Road Running in Providence where they'll see you running. They have a little track where you can do a little run, and they can see how your foot, like like the pronation on your foot.
Yeah, because
So
everybody's a little bit
they're
different,
So
right?
and then based on that, they can recommend like different sneakers that you can try, and you can run it in their little track and then test it out. So at first, I definitely recommend that go to a specialized running store. Like I mentioned, this one, Road Runner, but there's some others in the area.
Right.
And just go online and look for the closest one to you. But definitely recommend going to a store and try the sneakers there. After a while, after years, once you get comfortable, then you kind of know what you like and what makes you
So
comfortable.
professionally, you get somebody to
Yes.
size you and.
Yeah,
Now,
recommend.
I know you probably mentioned in the past that you shouldn't go and run right away with new sneakers.
Yes. So yeah, well on race day.
On the race day,
Yeah,
especially.
definitely, yeah, especially for the long, yeah, like on the longer races, like do not use anything new on the first day. Like that's the number one rule. Like nothing new on race day.
Probably go 2 seconds, you're done.
Yeah, because you can get like it could be tight, it could be blisters, it could be the socks, it could be the shorts. I mean, like that's what the training is for, not just for you to get physically fit, but also to try the gear that you're gonna wear on the race day. So.
And hydrating is also very important.
Yes.
Part of it, one of the meals are good, but you also the water and all that.
Yes, it is very important, and plus, is even before the races, like even before running, it's good to drink, because you don't want to like start drinking when you're already dehydrated, because it's already too late. So even if you're not thirsty, like just drink a little. Even during the race, like a marathon where it's like 26 miles, there's multiple stops. At first, you're not going to be thirsty, but if you stop at each water stop and you just drink a little, it will help you.
Now, what's and again, between water or like Gatorade or anything like that? Is there something different?
It's
or
just the electrolytes, like, and plus the sodium, because when you do long distance, you burn a lot of salt. So a lot of these drinks, like Gatorade, like even energy gels, they have sodium, so they'll help you replenish the sodium in your body.
Okay, as a first time, and we're doing an interview because Day of Portugal is going to have our first 5K at Cold State Park. For me, I usually do more walking. What would you recommend to people that are beginners, like to start a walk or even a 5K?
I recommend try to like start with the walk. It depends on what level you are. Some people can start with a little run, but it all depends where you feel comfortable. You want to start something comfortable. You don't want to go out just like run half hour and then be completely dead after that, and then you'd be like, oh my god, this is not for me. So you want something that you can do it, can enjoy it, because you also want to enjoy it too.
Correct.
So you can start like walk 15 minutes, try to run for a minute, and then walk another 15. Or do 10 to it depends on where you fit, and it's also good like to write down kind of like a schedule and like an agenda, like what you've done, because then like you see your progress like week after week, and that gets you motivated. That's what keeps you going too.
Yeah, just like any.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so you're meaning like during the training, when you're doing your training, just keep an agenda of what you've done during those weeks.
And there's like the watches nowadays. Like I have with the Garmin, like Apple, they do a lot of tracking. There's apps that you can use on your phone. They help the tracking. So using one of those tools, it makes it much easier than like try to write down. But it's good that you go back a week or 2 weeks after, and you see you've done some progress, and that's what keeps your kids going.
Go right. Gives you courage to
Yeah,
continue. So what's your next adventure or that you're going on?
Yeah, I'm training for Boston in about 2 months.
Oh, that's right, because this year it's going to be in October, right?
Yes, yes.
So, you excited?
Yeah, finally. Yeah, I haven't done a marathon about a year and a half.
Because you were supposed to go to Japan?
Yes, I was supposed to do Tokyo last year, and about 2 weeks before it got canceled. So good thing there was a local race in the Hyannis in the Cape, so I did that. So
is it good for people to, even as a runner, go to local small like 5Ks in the area, like the Day of Portugal is running, to prepare you, or should you not do that?
No, you should. You should. That's how you start. Like I started with the locals. Like it was just a marathon, and like I did the big one because the marathon you need the crowd. Like it helps you having the crowd because to me, like doing a long run. Even though I train by myself most of the time in quiet areas, but when you're pushing yourself like 26 miles, it's good to have the crowd cheering you on.
Sure.
And some of these smaller races, you don't have that as much, but like a big race, it helps you. But definitely recommend like start with these local races. There's 5Ks, 10Ks, and it's fun. And you get to meet the runners, and you build up knowledge, talking to each other. So it's
a nice community.
Yeah,
too.
it is. Yeah, it's an excellent community.
So thank you again, and I hope to see you at the Rhode Island Day of Portugal 5K. I know it's 2 weeks before the Boston Marathon.
Yes, it's about that.
I assume. So if hopefully I see you. So thank you so much, and
Thank you. It's my
good
pleasure.
luck in everything.
Thank you.
And please join us, Rhode Island Day of Portugal, 5K, October 2nd at Colt State Park. Thank you.